That's right, folks. Welcome. This is Motormouth Sports. We are here in the wild card playoffs in the NFL. I am your host, motherfucking Dino. That's Crazy Fins.
What the fuck is going on, man?
I'm pumped for some fucking football. Great games yesterday. Not gonna lie. You know, like we thought about it. We talked about it. We were gonna try to put a show on yesterday, you know, but we couldn't work it out. I had things to do. Ed had things to do and all that. But what a fucking spectacular day to start off the NFL playoffs.
That it was. A little disappointed, but, you know, it was some good games, though. It was some good games.
Which the reason why he says he's a little disappointed here, folks, and I'm going to throw it out. I'm 2-0 in my playoff picks. He's 0-2. So that's all.
That it is.
You know, but it's all right, though. It's not the end of the world. It really isn't, because there's still a bunch more games. I think there was a total of 11 games that are going to be played this whole playoff. So 0-2, you can go 9-0 from here and be 9-2. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Either way, speaking of the games, that's what you can look forward to on this episode, folks. We're going to go through the two games yesterday that were played, the Kansas City Chiefs, Indianapolis Colts, and last night's game was the Saints and Eagles. We're going to go through today's games, which are two phenomenal games. Tonight's game, I think, is the best game of the whole weekend. That's the Packers. Sorry.
And the 49ers.
I apologize about that. Wow. Packers and 49ers at Lambeau. It's freezing at Lambeau right now, by the way. I mean, freezing at Lambeau. And then, of course, the early game today. I don't know why I'm not fucking thinking right now. What the fuck is the early game?
The early game is Bengals-Chargers.
That's right. That's the better. It's a good game there, but that one I think is just already, the fate has been sealed on that one. We'll get to that, where I think that's going to be. You know, I just truly do. We already know the winner of that one. That's how it fucking goes. We are going to take you to our quick break like we normally do. We're going to jump right into the stuff when we get back. But to start our break song today, we got a request here by Crazy Fins himself. All right? Do you want to explain your request?
No, I do not. I just want to hear it. Let's go.
Tablespoons of cinnamon and 2 or 3 egg whites, a half a stick of butter melted. Stick it all in a bowl, baby. Stir it with a wooden spoon. Mix in a cup of flour. You'll be in heaven soon. Say, everybody haven't seen my balls, they're big and salty and brown. If you ever need a quick pick-me-up, just stick my balls in your mouth. Ooh, suck on my chocolate salted balls. Stick them in your mouth and suck them. Suck on my chocolate salted balls. They're packed full of vitamins and good for you. So suck on my balls. Quarter cup of unsweetened chocolate and a half a cup of brandy. Then throw in a bag or 2 of sugar and just a pinch of vanilla. Breeze up the cookie sheet, 'cause I hate when my balls stick. Then preheat your oven to 350 and give the spoon a lick. Say, everybody haven't seen my balls, they're big and salty and brown. If you ever need a quick pick-me-up, just stick my balls in your mouth. Suck on my chocolate salted balls. Put them in your mouth and suck them. Suck on my chocolate salted balls. They're packed full of goodness, high in fiber. Suck on my balls. Hey, wait a minute. What's that smell? It smells like something burning. Well, that don't confront me none. As long as I get my rent paid on Friday. Baby, you better get back in the kitchen. 'Cause I got a sneaking suspicion. Oh, man, baby. Baby, you just burned my balls.
That's right, folks. Suck on those big chocolate salty balls. This is Motormouth Sports. I am your host, motherfucking Dino. That's Crazy Fins.
What's going on?
Chilling, you know, I was telling the story to you off air, but I'm going to share it with the people because I think it's very interesting here. I used to love karaoke. I was a big karaoke fucking freak there for a while, and I did the little tour, you know, around the local bars. And there was this older man. His name was Luther, but everybody called him Lex Luthor. And I swear, you know, fucking Queen was there with me. She saw this shit too. He's like 70 years old, and he would sing that song, Chocolate Salty Balls. But not only would he sing it, but he'd do these weird little pelvic thrusts. But the whole time he thought he was going to break his hip. I swear, funniest thing I ever saw in my life. Just had to share that story. But anyway, folks, this is Motormouth Sports. We are here to talk about a little bit of NFL football, and we're going to hit you with some headlines first. Then we're going to jump into the playoff games. The first headline that we're going to come up here is by far the stupidest thing. And you know what makes this so bad, this headline, is, let me read it. It says, silence cost Marshawn Lynch $50,000. Now, folks, what you got to understand is, one, that's the heaviest fine that was been put on any player all year long. Nobody got any fine that was higher. That's it. And he got that for not interviewing for the whole season. Now, I don't know. I understand that it's in, you know, it was in the bargaining agreement. I understand it's in every player's contract. I understand all of that. But it drives me crazy that this man got the steepest fine all year long just because he chose to go home and take care of business instead of go fucking sit in front of a bunch of reporters that ask the same fucking questions.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. You can do whatever you want in the NFL and get $2,000 fines, $10,000 fines, all that other bullshit, that weird numbers that they throw out there. But yet, you know, you don't talk to the press, you get the max.
Check this out. There was an injury to a neck this year to a player. That defensive player who hit him, which it was a bad hit, only got fined $15,000. So basically what I learned in the NFL this year is go snap someone's fucking neck. It's going to cost you a lot less than going to a fucking interview.
That's it. Fuck it.
I'm blown the fuck away. I really am. And might I add, that neck injury wasn't even flagged on the field too. Just something to keep in mind there. Another headline here. This is the coaching tracker. Now, we all know that last week was Black Monday, or actually earlier this week was Black Monday. That's the Monday right after the season ends, where most of the coaches, you know, seal their fate, whether they're going to stay or whether they're going to go. Now, here's the coaches so far that have been fired. Houston Texans, Gary Kubiak. Tampa Bay, I forget that fucker's name, but Greg Schiano, that's what his name was, I'm sorry. Detroit had Jim Schwartz, he's gone. Redskins had Mike Shanahan, he's gone. Minnesota Vikings fired Leslie Frazier. And I'm missing one more. Oh, the Cleveland Browns. I can never remember that fucking guy.
Rob Chudzinski.
Chudzinski. That's right. See, when you got fucking weird names like that, I shouldn't remember your name anyway.
Today it was, I don't know if you said Mike Munchak today.
No,
right?
no, I did not mention today. That was the latest of them all, and that's the Tennessee Titans right there. Now, you had brought up a point when we were discussing this earlier. You said, why did they wait so long?
Yeah, no, definitely. Because, I mean, it's only been a couple of days, but yet two coaches have already been hired. You know, Bucks, you know, they locked down Lovey, and then you got the Texans who picked up Bill O'Brien. I mean, I don't think O'Brien was going to go, you know, anywhere else. He already kind of had his thing set. But Lovey, who knows, you know? At least give him the benefit of the doubt. He could have been at other places, you know?
2 points to that, though. One, what the fuck has Bill O'Brien done to deserve a head coaching job? I just want people to – I really want to know this. First of all –
this is what he did. He yelled at Tom Brady on the sideline.
Okay, and what I'm really blown away by all this is, you guys got to remember, let's put this into perspective. I hate to be the one to bring this up, but he took over a Penn State team that, you know, the only coach they had for like the longest time was Joe Paterno. What was it, like 35 years? He took over this team. He didn't do anything spectacular. I didn't see any well, they couldn't play for a national championship due to the dumb shit that went on, but still, I didn't see any, you know, fucking conference wins there, big ones. I didn't see a phenomenal record or anything like that. What did this man do other than the fact that he was the head coach of, you know, one of the prestigious colleges? I'm blown away by that. I think it's a case where the head coach, I mean, the GM and the owner knew what they wanted way before they fired their coach, and just tunnel vision right there. Why Bill O'Brien? I'm lost.
That's it. I'm telling you, man. It's because he got loud with Tom Brady, got in his face, yelled at him, pointed the finger, and didn't care what Pretty Boy had to say. They knew that he was right. Tom Brady was wrong, no matter what he ran his mouth about.
Well, maybe you're right. And then the other one that I do want to bring up here is DeLuby Smith in Tampa Bay. I'm going to tell you, as an NFL fan, I'm fucking excited about that. I truly am. That defense there already was pretty good, but Lubby, I mean, look what he did in Chicago. I still think he shouldn't have been fired. I was still blown away when that happened, because it wasn't his fault that Rex Grossman lost that fucking Super Bowl. It wasn't.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's be honest.
I think bigger to me is I'm surprised Shiano got fired because they were doing better once they got rid of Freeman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
no,
I mean, they had a promising team coming up. Why not give him another year and see if he did anything better with it first?
Well, and then also another thing that was reported here is that Lovie Smith is going to have the final say on the roster. So, that little quarterback thing that's going on there when nobody knows anything, I think that's going to be cleared up by next year. Either it's going to be Glenning or they're going to go out and they're going to find somebody, Lovie Smith and the general manager are going to go out and they're going to find their boy and ride that motherfucker till the wheels fall off. So I don't think that's going to be the issue. But like I said, I'm just excited as an NFL fan because I really think next year there's a lot of talent over in Tampa Bay, except one thing I want to say is fuck Rainey. But other than that,
fuck Rainey. Fuck that son of a bitch.
There's so much talent over there, and with a good head coach. Now, are you at all shocked that Detroit didn't try to throw their hat into the Lovie Smith mix?
Yeah, that's something that I thought that it would have been a right over there because, I mean, the defense ain't great. I mean, they got a great front line that they get pressure,
Awesome.
You know what I'm saying? That's probably the downfall, but... who knows? They're talking about Jim Caldwell, and that kind of surprising to me in a little bit because, I mean, Caldwell really never did much to show anybody anything. I mean, Peyton controlled the Colts when he was over there, so what has Jim Caldwell showed anybody except for when he was the offensive coordinator for the Ravens that he sucked?
Well, and that's it. See, now, if you ask me, I think the only reason why the Ravens brought him on was because he knew the fucking Colts playbook. That's just my opinion. But either way, you're right when it comes down to that. Peyton Manning was, in my opinion, and everybody else's opinion, was the head coach that year that they went 14-2. All right, and then the next season when he had a chance to do it himself, me and you talked about this off air. What they win 2 games, 2-14.
Yeah.
And in that case, now listen. I put that a lot on the head coach because, yes, I do say all the time how Peyton is the most valuable player, and without him, it is definitely a different team. I'll concede that point and say that he ran it, but all that talent was still there. And just to have it to where one player affects your roster to the tune of 10 less wins, that's a head coach. That's a head coach.
But that's one of them weird scenarios. He's not just a plug-and-play quarterback. You can't just take Peyton out and then plug somebody in. Well, maybe into the Broncos it might be a little different because they're not already into what he did with the Colts for years, changing plays of the lines. That's what everybody on the team was used to. So you couldn't take a Painter or whoever the hell the other retard was that they brought in and plug him in and expect him to do anything close to what
Actually, it was
Peyton did.
Kerry Collins played for like a week and a half. He got fucking, remember that?
Everybody kind of tried to play over there, pulling people out of retirement and shit.
Brett Favre was offered, but he couldn't get off the tractor at the time.
Because them Wrangler jeans were too fucking tight.
That's it, man. He popped the fucking nut on him. But either way, yeah, no, you're right there. Now, one of the players here, I'm going to ask you because you're a Dolphins fan. It says up in the air. I think he's safe right now. I think it's easy to say he's safe because we're talking, 6 days away from Black Monday. If the Dolphins are going to do anything, it would be stupid to fire him now. But do you think there's still a chance that Philbin is gone?
I don't think so, honestly, man. If they did, it'd be retarded because there's nobody that's out there available to bring in that's going to do us any good. I mean, in my opinion, is following the Dolphins for how long I have, Jeff Ireland's got to be fired. I don't understand why the fuck he's still there. And he's done nothing with the drafts. Every time he drafts, he gets a first rounder. They don't work out. Jake Long, first rounder. Where is he at? Oh, he went to the Rams. And then now he's actually injured. But after that, what do we do? Jonathan Martin. Oh, he's a crybaby. He got bullied. Now he's not playing anymore. He just decides not to show up because he's a little pussy-ass bitch.
That's
come
right.
on. And the biggest thing to me is we passed on that offensive tackle Lane, who's on the Eagles right now, and he had a great year this year. And that's the guy we thought he was going to pick up. No, we'll pass him and we'll pick up the crybaby.
No,
I mean, he's done nothing. He showed us nothing. He picked up Brandon Marshall for 2 second. We gave 2 second-round picks for Brandon Marshall.
Horrible pickup.
He did nothing but drop passes all fucking year and fuck up games for us. And then we get rid of him for 2 third-round picks.
Dude, if it was baseball, then Brandon Marshall would have led the league in errors. That's how bad it was.
It was fucking horrible. But, no, Philbin should be safe, in my opinion. I don't think he's going to go anywhere. But, I think Ross needs to get some balls with his 90-year-old self and and fucking get rid of Ireland, man. He's really fucking up the system over there.
But
I think that's
ask
going to be a changer over there.
I ask you, though, I mean, is there even anybody better out there? That's why I think Philbin shouldn't be fired, because especially for the Dolphins, I'm not trying to sound weird, but you guys don't exactly attract the best coaches lately with your, record and everything that's been going on since Marino left. I don't think there's anybody else out there.
Nah, that's what it is. There's no other coaches out there. But GM-wise, I mean, we get rid of fucking Fireland there. Jeff Fireland, we call him as Dolphins fans. I think we pick up like Eric Mangini, man. He's looking for a nice GM job, and I think he'd be decent in a GM job. Not as
at least
coaching,
you're not talking head coach. I agree with you there.
Yeah, not head coach, but I think he'd be a good person in GM status.
What bothered me about Mangini is his time with the Jets there. He just tried to act like you can bring academics into football. Like he tried to act like he was the smartest man in the world, and he still lost. Like, I'm not trying to say that, smart people aren't in football. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of these players that have degrees and they end up doing a lot of things afterwards. But I'm just saying at the same time, don't come into a brute sport game with your fucking, Ivy League fucking diploma and act like you're better than everybody else. That's what happened to him. I remember that. Eric Mangini, he's the man genius. Bullshit.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely. That's what I said. I think maybe GM status, he might be all right over there. We definitely need a change. We can't keep having this fucking guy decide who we're picking in the draft when everybody we pick is garbage or winds up going to another team. It just doesn't make fucking sense.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Last couple other quick ones to get to, because we actually spent a lot longer time on this than I thought we were going to. It says Bill Cowher will not return to coaching. I think that's a good thing. I think he's going to ride this ESPN thing as long as he can. What else was here? I just have to report this. The Eagles, Jason Peters, it's their left tackle, the guy who starts ahead of the guy you were just talking about there. It says that the Saints got lucky last night. Do you agree with him?
Yeah, because Riley Cooper dropped that pass, man. Riley Cooper had it wide open in his hands. He could have went for a touchdown. They would have been up by 2 scores or 8 points. And instead, he drops the pass, makes it 4th and 4. Saints come up and do their thing.
All right, well, some could say that that's luck, but I just happen to think that the Eagles were outplayed last night. That's all it was. I told everybody, I said this last Sunday, that the Eagles, we'll get to this here in a couple seconds, but the experience factor definitely came into play. Last headline to get to here real quick, I think this is hilarious. Jerry Jones, that crazy motherfucker over there in Dallas, he's all for expanding the playoffs to add more teams.
Yeah, and he's also said that, Jason Garrett's going to stay there. He's the man. So, where his head's at.
It's crazy. You brought up a point. Even if they did expand to the way that he was talking about, the Cowboys still wouldn't have made the playoffs.
Yeah, they don't make it. So what the fuck is the difference? Fuck.
I think that is so awesome. I really fucking do. I don't know. I'm just one of those people that enjoys the fucking sadness of every Cowboys fan out there. They're still fucking crying. They're hating their lives.
Did you see the poll?
No.
They did a poll in the most hated teams of America, and the Cowboys was the most hated team. So they said, how can they still call them America's team? They can still call them America's team. They just, in between America's team, they got to put most hated.
That's it, man. That is fucking hilarious. All right, folks, so we're going to take our quick break here. When we get back, we're going to start breaking down these matchups from yesterday and the ones that you're going to be watching today. I believe the game starts at 1 today. One starts at 1 and one's at 4:30?
At 1:05 and 4:35 or some shit.
Oh, God. I'm telling you, the 4:35 game, San Francisco, Green Bay. Check it out. Folks, this is Motormouth Sports. We'll be
Give me up some of that thug. Yeah, that's like that. Hit him in the chest with it. One time to get in the head. But Buddy Roll, y'all. Check it out. I don't know what this world's gonna be, but I know one thing, that this is the life for me. Baby, 'cause I'm a thug. I think. Baby, 'cause I'm a thug. Wouldn't change for the world. 'Cause I'm a thug. That's right, you baby, 'cause I'm a thug. I'm hot, oh yeah. Check it out. Could it be my bag of jeans or my gold teeth that make me different from y'all? I ain't tripping, dog, but listen, dog, I was raised a little different, y'all. Doing my thing, using my ghetto slang and I'm representing thugs. See who I roll with, watch them niggas that gon' love this. Niggas who I don't bun, on the run, they got 10 years on parole. So they can't say it, dog, I'ma say it for y'all. Motherfuck the po-pos, fuck the judge and COs, fuck the DA and POs, fuck the family of the victim, witness and stitching assholes. Nigga.
I don't know what this world's gonna be, but I know one thing, that this is the life for me.
Baby, cause I'm a thug.
I'll take anything,
Baby, cause I'm a thug.
wouldn't change for the world.
Cause I'm a thug.
That's right, you
Baby, cause I'm a thug.
I'm hot, oh
Yeah, check it out. See, I'm so tight. Niggas be like, that nigga got so many hoes. And I know he got clout. Look at his mouth. That nigga got so many goals. Telling they hoes. There's something up with that nigga. Bitch, I've been watching you, watching him. You must wanna fuck this nigga. My name alone been known to break up happy homes. No disrespect at all, but you ain't had no business even answer her phone. If your ass was home, then me and her could have been getting it on. And it could have been hitting her right, cause ever since the night she been hitting the phone. She want a thug.
I don't know what this world's gonna be, but I know one thing, that this is the life for me.
Baby, cause I'm a thug.
I'll take anything,
Baby, cause I'm a thug.
wouldn't change for the world.
Cause I'm a thug.
That's right, you
Baby, cause I'm a thug.
I'm hot, oh
Yeah, check it out. Since y'all niggas wanna smoke blunts, coke guns, I'ma show you how to thug it, dog. Give me a half a pill and some stuff here, and I'm like, fuck it, dog. Long as my ecstasy got the best of me, and none of you niggas ain't stressing me. I got one request, and it's bitch. You can have the rest of this shit. If a nigga drop some shit, it's whack as hell and don't make no damn sense. Take it back, talk about it, and tell your dog don't even buy that shit. And I don't care who he is, away from, I represent thug shit. And you ain't gotta give me my props and nominate me, cause damn it, I love this.
I don't know what this world's gonna be, but I know one thing, that this is the life for me.
Baby, cause I'm a thug.
I'll take anything,
Baby, cause I'm a thug.
wouldn't change for the world.
Cause I'm a thug.
That's right, you
Baby, cause I'm a thug.
I'm hot, oh
Yeah, check it out.
I don't know what this world's gonna be, but I know one thing, that this is the life for me.
Baby, cause I'm a thug.
I'll take anything,
Baby, cause I'm a thug.
wouldn't change for the world.
Cause I'm a thug.
That's right, you
Baby, cause I'm a thug.
I'm hot, oh
Yeah, check it out.
Fuck me in the ass 'cause I love Jesus.
That's right, folks. Welcome back. This is Motormouth Sports. I am your host, motherfucking Dino. Crazy Fins is here, too.
Yes, sir.
That's right, folks. And now, well, wait, that's right. This fucking music still wants to play. Yeah. Any other time, you just fade off. You'd be fine. But no, fuck you. Fuck you, music. Back to what we're talking about. We're now in the second half of the show. Now we're going to talk about the wild card round. We're going to get into the two games yesterday kind of quickly, and then we're going to talk about these two games that are coming up today. First game that took place yesterday was at 4:30. Kansas City Chiefs, Indianapolis Colts. They met. Chiefs were 11-5. Colts were 11-5. Both sick. Colts were 6-2 at home. Chiefs were 6-2 away. Everything was completely right down the middle in this matchup. Colts pull out a 45-44 win on some Andrew got lucky shit. Crazy as you've ever seen. Ed, what are your thoughts on that fucking game?
I think almost everybody thought it was over at halftime. So, I mean, for the fucking comeback to happen was crazy. I figured they were going to come back in the second half and make it interesting. I didn't think they were going to win, but then it looked worse because the first fucking pass coming out of the second half was an interception that Andrew Luck threw. So
it was insane. It just seemed like every single time that the Colts were trying to mount something, I was watching the game, Andrew Luck would just throw a fucking pick. But then this is what really gets me. So there's a lot of people out there that, right now, I saw on NFL.com before, they're trying to say that Alex Smith had the best game ever as a losing quarterback. That's the craziest fucking thing I ever heard in my life.
I don't think he had the best game ever. I think he had a solid game, especially without a lot of his playmakers. Avery, he had Avery up there. He made a big play in the beginning of the game, and then he went out. And then you had fucking Jamal Charles go out, 6 play of the game. Then you had your backup quarterback, Nile Davis. He went out. I mean, there was a lot of shit that kind of happened, and he still kind of exceeded expectations of many.
Yeah, but to say that it was the best game of a losing quarterback, that's just it's absolutely ridiculous. Listen, what you got, and if you're a Chiefs fan out there, you sent me this message last night, and I thought it was spot on. Someone tweeted out that Chargers fans felt the equivalent or the same way that Mets fans felt when Beltran just watched Strike 3 in the 06 NLCS. Spot on.
Chiefs fans, yep.
Yeah, spot on, dude. Oh my God, it was absolutely insane. When I read that, I even read it on air on Weekend Edition, and I never really do that shit. I was like, man, that is such a good fucking point right there. Because really, I mean, everything was set up for the Chiefs to come in. Everybody, I told everybody though, I just want to clarify that the Denver Broncos, when they beat them in Week 11, exposed them, and every other defense in the NFL used that, and that's why they lost 5 of their last 7 games. So I'm not shocked at this, but there are a lot of people that are shocked. The Chiefs, went from 2-14 last year to 11-5 this year, one of the best turnarounds. I'll give Andy Reid credit where credit is due, but when you put when they got Reed and when they got Smith and they put them together thinking a championship, what'd you get? You got the Andy Reid of Philadelphia, who can't finish the deal, and the Alex Smith, former number 1 overall pick, bust.
Yeah, but when you put up 44 points, you're expected to win. You're not going to expect that your defense is going to collapse like that. But the defense in the beginning was looking sketchy. The Colts were picking them apart going up the field, just like the Chiefs did to the Colts. But once they moved Brandon Flowers into the slot, and because that's where they were picking them apart at, it kind of changed a little bit, and the Chiefs' defense was looking better until the second half came around, and Luck just kept throwing it all over the place.
And it's crazy. Now, here's some stats for the game, okay? Alex Smith, we were just talking about, he went 30 for 46, 378 yards, 4 touchdowns, and no picks.
Great numbers.
They are great numbers. But all those numbers, a huge chunk of them, and all 4 touchdowns was in the first half. Second half, I didn't see any of that. I didn't see the same Alex Smith, and this is what I was trying to tell people. When it came down to, you're right, he did lose a lot of players. I'm not going to say that he didn't, but at the same time, that's what good quarterbacks do. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, you get through the injuries and you win with what you have, and he just couldn't do that. I really think that I almost expected this outcome from the beginning of the season when everybody's talking about, these guys, they're going to go undefeated and nobody's going to stop them, greatest team ever. Well, where's that at now?
That was a little far-fetched for me.
But you heard it. You heard the same thing I heard. And Luck, look at Luck's numbers yesterday. We, talk about fucking craziness. 29 of 45, 444 3 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 3 fucking picks.
Yeah, fucking crazy.
And each one of those picks, folks, if you didn't watch the game, it seemed to come at like this, where you thought they were climbing back in the game, boom, Andrew Luck pick. It was crazy. There was one that I swear to God, I think he threw it directly at a Chiefs player. I think that he thought he was open. It was crazy. And they still win the game. You've seen it. You know the one I'm talking about. Talk about the second one. It was I think it's second quarter. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere around there. He just threw it. Now I understand that's why zone defense is the way it is. You disguise it. You don't see the player till the last minute. But I swear to God, you go back and look at fucking Andrew Luck's second pick of yesterday. It looked like he threw it right to the fucking safety. And there you go.
Take this one.
That's all there. And then, of course, wait, what?
I need a break. I need to go sit down.
And then, of course, the other game that went on yesterday here was the Saints beat the Eagles 24-26. Beat them at home, too. This is it was a big deal. Saints, 11-5 on the season. Eagles 10-6. They're coming off that big win at Dallas last week that got them into the playoffs. A whole bunch was said. I said a bunch of things. All of what I said came true. All of what everybody else said didn't come true. Now you can take it, Eddie.
Listen, man, the Eagles are my sleeper team. You know what I'm saying? I want them to go because I think nobody thought they were going to go. But, they played an okay game. It was just they had one big drop. That was a big game changer. and I think that was the start of the not doing anything the last couple drives shit. But I mean, I don't know. It was still a decent game to watch, and the Saints are going to get beat next game anyway. I mean, they're playing the Seahawks. They're going to get wiped.
Yeah, no, that I do agree with. And, I was going to say it to all Saints fans, just enjoy it while it lasts. But, just remember, I said before how Foles was going to turn back into the second-year quarterback that everybody expected. And there's nothing against it. That's not a knock on the man. He had a phenomenal season. I will give credit where credit is due. He did his thing, but playoffs are different than regular season. Ask anybody who's young in the league and ask any veteran who's been through it. Playoffs are just a different world, and they saw what happens to young players in the playoffs. But I will say this, though. Riley Cooper, you got what you paid for, Philadelphia. You got all season long, everybody's trying to tell me how this motherfucker's one of the best receivers in all league and this and that. And you heard this too, Eddie. You heard the same argument. Oh, he's fucking up there with the Reggie Waynes of the league. Bullshit. If he was a Reggie Wayne, he wouldn't have dropped that fucking pass, and we'd be talking about a different fucking goddamn outcome right now.
Nah, definitely. I mean, he still had a decent game. He put up a couple big catches in the game, scored. I mean, he did good. But that was the one where when you're a big name receiver, you catch it. That's all it was. And he didn't do it.
You have to make that pass, and it is. It's huge, the outcome and everything that happened between it. So, but here's another thing that I'm going to tell you, though, and I saw this on NFL.com, made me laugh so fucking hard. NFL.com, there's a writer over there who thinks that Rob Ryan should get the mythical, it doesn't actually exist, but still, should be the assistant coach of the year for his defense. Is that not the funniest thing you ever heard?
I mean, it's funny. I mean, he did, help out the cause over there. You know what I'm saying? And they did hold the Eagles to no points for a long period of time and still held them to under 24, right? So, I mean, that's solid compared to what they've been putting up against, middle of the line defenses and lowers. So, I mean,
isn't this the same
about that?
But isn't this the same defense that got stomped just a couple weeks ago by who was it? Carolina?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that we can't be calling it the best fucking defense or giving these awards out, especially to Rob Ryan. I'm not saying Rob Ryan's not great, I'm not saying that in any way. I still think he should be in Dallas. That they let go of him a little too early. But my point being behind all of this is, how can you say that when you barely won the game on a fucking field goal? And all these games this year.
Yeah,
the Saints.
And think about that, too. That's also a point in the Eagles game. It was a missed field goal right off the jump. First quarter, missed field goal by Alex Henry for the Eagles. That could have been a game changer.
But it wasn't an easy field goal. I just want to throw that out. We always give it to kickers and all that. That was kind of a long, and it was from the left hash mark. So that was a hard field goal to make. I'm not going to beat up on him too much, but you're right.
Honestly,
it is a game changer.
That whole missed field goal is on Nick Foles because they were up at the 18-yard line, and then they did a fucking dumb screen pass which was 5 yards back screen pass that got stopped, and then right after that, Nick Foles had a sack, which was a loss of 11 yards, and he was in the pocket for about 9 seconds. Yeah. So there was no reason to not get rid of the ball. So that was on him right there. That was the big part of that because it could have been a 30-yard field goal instead it was a 48. So
yeah, and I'm just saying, I just wanted to make it a point because we beat up on a kicker Suck Up just last week. He missed a 37-yarder. That's a different world. One, that was in the middle of the fucking goddamn field. All right, and that is a big difference. There's a lot of people. I've gone out and I've attempted. I'm no kicker in any way. I'm not saying that, but I have gone out with buddies and I've attempted this. I'm sure a lot of us have. Go out to the fucking local high school football. Have one guy hold it and do all that. And I was doing it from the left hash mark, the right hash mark. It's fucking hard to do it from the left hash mark. It really is. It's extremely hard, especially if you're you kick with your right foot. It's
just hard, period.
And well, I don't know. I mean, listen, I was nailing 30-yarders all day, but after that, I couldn't do it. I'll admit that all day long. It's fucking hard just because I'm doing it with one.
It's got to be a consecutive thing too,
And I will admit, I'm doing it with one person holding. All right, these motherfuckers are doing it with 11 bastards coming at them ready to kill him. It's a totally different world there. So.
And your dude is holding. This guy's got to catch a snap and put it down right.
Yeah, exactly. He's got to do all that in less than a split second for me to come up and kick it before 11 motherfuckers weighing 300 pounds come up to kill both of us. Exactly. That's how that one goes. But, yeah, so, I mean, either way, let's wrap up the games from yesterday. I'm not shocked because I said it was going to happen that way. But out of the two, which one more shocking, the Saints or the Colts?
it's got to be the fucking Colts shit because, the Chiefs had the game. It was over, and all they had to do was hold on to it, and the defense just collapsed.
That's it. Craziness. Now on to today's games, because I agree with you. There's no way I can make a case that New Orleans was shocking. Nobody can make that case. But either way, on to today's game at 1:05 here, coming up in less than 25 minutes here, folks. So, man, I'm fucking excited here. Fuck football. Anyway, Chargers traveling to Cincinnati to take on the fucking Bengals. Now, Chargers are 9-7. They're coming off of this bullshit win against the Chiefs last week, all right? That should have been called. It should have been a flag on that play. It would have changed everything completely different, but we're not going to go back to that. So they're
I'm happy because I just didn't want the Steelers to get it.
Yeah, exactly. So 9-7 Chargers taking on the 11-5 Bengals. I've told everybody all year long, or at least the last, I'll give credit, last 7 weeks I've been saying Bengals are my sleeper team in all this. I think they're the team that goes under the radar, and I just think today that's going to be a great game here to watch. It really is.
Yeah, because it can go either way. It's honestly one of the games that can really go either way. And what's, I think, crazy about this game is that if the Chargers wind up pulling out the W, pulling up the upset, they could really go kind of deep in this run. And I don't think they're like the greatest of teams. I mean, they're a middle-of-the-road team, but Phillip Rivers has been playing awesome. Ryan Matthews has been running great. And, I mean, their defense needs to step. That's the only thing. But they have beaten some of the teams that's in here already, and they put up a good fight no matter what. They put up points.
Now, you want to hear something crazy? I just read this, like literally as you were talking. The Bengals, the AFC North champions, I'm sorry, are seeking to end their 23-year drought without a postseason win.
Oh, yeah, yep.
23 years. Now, I thought that the drought there that they were talking about yesterday with Kansas City was bad. 20 years. But 23 years? That's fucking insane. That's absolutely insane.
That's it. And I just think that's added pressure on the redhead there,
Yeah, but see, this just goes to my point. Me and you were talking about this off air. I'm going to bring in the listeners here a little bit. This goes to my point why Carson Palmer isn't shit. Okay? Everybody's over, Carson Palmer isn't blah, blah, blah. He's good. And over in Arizona. Listen. If I just read you a stat, and this was his former team, that they have not had a playoff victory in 23 straight years, that includes the 8 years that Palmer was over there. See what I'm saying? That?
Oh, yeah. But I don't know, something with that organization with him, they never worked out, didn't like each other. I mean, he's still a decent quarterback. He's not great. He's not shitty. And he's got weapons right now. And I think that, he's doing good over in Arizona. And I think he's reviving some of his career over there, and I think he's got another good year at least to come.
Yeah, either way. So to the quarterbacks that are actually playing now, I felt bad. I was the one that took us off there. But either way, and the two that are playing this game, Phillip Rivers, I had him in my fantasy team this year, okay? Like, I know, I mean, he had over 4,000 passing yards, 32 touchdowns, but he just does it at the weirdest fucking times. There's times that he looks like he should have never been fucking drafted. And then there's times that he just looks like one of the best players out there. It's the craziest thing. It's bipolar to the max.
Yeah, no, definitely. And this is crazy because I think the Bengals, I've talked about it all year, have the most solid team in the league on offensive defense because, everybody just knows, it's A.J. Green. No, they got other people over there. You know what I'm saying? And they got other receivers. They got good tight ends. It's just that Andy Dalton has to perform. If he performs, and if he stays even decent, in this game, I think they win easily. But if he throws 4 fucking picks like he did last week, I don't see them winning this game.
Can't say that. Sorry, I can't say that. It was proved yesterday.
I know because the Andrew Luck thing, but Andy Dalton is not Andrew Luck.
Well, how do we know? First of all, they've been in the league the same exact time, right? Weren't they drafted the same year? All right. I'm pretty sure they were. I'm almost 100% sure that Luck and Dalton is what I'm trying to say. If they didn't, whatever, I'm wrong, that's fine. But either way, I'm not so sure that he's not Andrew Luck. Like, I agree with you in the fact that, they got the talent at quarterback, they got the talent all around, and especially in the defense in Cincinnati. And I'm just saying that I think, just like yesterday, we can see this. We can see this fucking happen where maybe he does have the game he had last week and throws 4 picks, but still comes out with the victory. I mean, you got to understand, like, here's where I'm looking at this. San Diego knows they should not be there. And some will give the argument that they'll play with nothing to lose, and that is a fair argument. But at the same time, you get what you get, okay? That's what Eagles fans got. You know, you're 10-6, you got what you got. You got a loss yesterday, you know? And
Yeah, but look what the Giants did the last couple years when they were in. They came at 9-7. They shouldn't have fucking been there. I mean, come on now.
But
And they want to win the
had-
Super Bowl.
Listen, Phillip Rivers, and it's funny that you bring them, the Giants up, because Phillip Rivers probably should have been there, and he'd have 2 rings right now. But either way, Phillip Rivers is not, Eli Manning. And I know you don't like Eli Manning, but, hey, he's proved that he can win when it counts. Phillip Rivers isn't. He hasn't proved it.
It doesn't matter. Eli sucks.
But has he
Phillip Rivers
proved
is a
it?
better quarterback.
Phillip Rivers has not proved to be that better quarterback. That's what I'm trying to tell everybody.
Just
Like,
because you
what
got
has he
rings
done?
don't mean you're a great quarterback.
It's not
Doesn't mean
just
you're a
about
good
the rings,
quarterback.
though.
Don't mean shit. I can close my eyes and throw the ball all I want.
Since
if wide
he-
receivers are there to catch it, I can get rings too.
Since he took over in San Diego and Drew Brees left, tell me what he's done to make himself an elite quarterback. I need to know. People give credit to Phillip Rivers that I'm just blown away. I think he's only had 1 or 2 playoff wins, if that, in the years that he's been there. He's had some horrible playoff losses, so I'm just lost. And not to mention that there was a 3-year drought of him even making the playoffs before this year. So
I think if he was on the Bengals, I don't think that there would be a chance in hell that anybody beats him.
I don't know. I have the faith in Andy Dalton that you obviously don't have.
No, I mean I had the faith in him all year until last week, and if he does it if he plays that same game like he did against the Ravens, they are definitely going to lose this. I don't give a shit the Andrew Luck comeback fucking shit or not. Phillip Rivers is going to pass on him, and he's going to wind up scoring, and Andy Dalton is not going to come back from 4 picks.
And it makes no difference to you that San Diego has lost the last 2 matchups, one this year and one last year. Makes no difference?
No difference whatsoever.
Okay. All right. No.
Like you said, preseason is different than post.
All right, so now, here we go. Boil it down. We saved it. Who do you got?
I honestly, I'm going to go with the Bengals because I have a solid team. I just think that if they fuck up, it's going to go to the Chargers. It's a game that can go either way. I wouldn't put money on it, I'll tell you that, because anything can happen in this fucking game, but I'm going with the Bengals.
Now, the Chargers are getting 7 points due to Vegas.
Yes.
You told me that yesterday.
Going with the points, I'm going with the Chargers because I don't
Yes.
think that the Chargers are going to lose by more than 7.
Yes. And then I just wanted to clarify that because I was looking down at the sheet, and I did see, but, because of the spread, once again, that's why that is there. And of course, I mean, listen, I'm 2-0. I'm going to make it 3-0 with this pick. Cincinnati is going to win this game. I'm sorry, San Diego. You guys, it's okay for you to lose. You can go to a fucking beach right now. All right, I don't want to hear shit.
Yeah, a gay beach over there.
Hey, whatever. Doesn't fucking matter, okay? They're still fucking chilling a lot better than we are right here. I'm freezing my balls off right now. The motherfuckers are chilling. So you can...
you think Cincinnati's going to win by more than 7, too?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
I do. I mean, come on now. Look, like I said, and just last thing, because we got to get to the next game. I want to be able to cover just a little bit here. But like I said, the Chargers, I'm telling you, watch it today. I'd even go as far as to say Bengals win by 10.
I hope Cincy wins. I really do. I want to see him go. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't see the 7 is going to be tough.
All right. Well, and then, of course, all right, guys, so the later on game, the 4:40 game, is the 49ers traveling to Green Bay, take on the Packers. So what makes this game funny to me is the 49ers are 12-4 and the Packers are 8-7-1.
This could be a New York Giants day too for the Packers. Who knows?
Well, and that's it. And I just want to know. I don't know this to be specifically true, but someone can check on this. I'm pretty sure no team in the NFL playoffs has won a playoff game with 8 wins. I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not even going to chime in on it.
I can't. I've been thinking about it especially in my lifetime. There's only been a few teams to make the playoffs with 8 wins. It was 8-8 couple times that happened. I don't think any of them have ever gotten that win. And that's a big deal in this one. But then, we start looking at it. You start weighing out the things. Aaron Rodgers only had 1 week back from breaking his collarbone. He was out for 7 weeks there, I believe.
Yeah, 6 or 7 weeks.
And he's only had 1 week back. Last week, I know it was amazing what they did against the Bears, but first of all, it's shocking that Tressman kept his job. All right, I'm shocked because the biggest move that the Bears did this whole season that fucked everything was putting fucking Cutler in and taking out McCown.
Of course he kept his job. Come on, they just locked down their franchise quarterback. 7 years, $128 million.
But
What
how
the
is that
fuck?
not the coach? How is their losing season not the fault of the coach? You ride that hot hand, God damn it! I'm telling you, I know things would have been different if they would have stayed with McCown. I know it. It's crazy. And you got to live with that if you're a head coach. But either way, that didn't happen. Now we're talking about Packers and 49ers here. Here, listen, Packers got no defense. Not good enough defense to stop Gore and fucking Kaepernick and everybody else over there.
I don't even think it's just that. I don't even think that the 49ers are going to put up a bunch of points because they're not really a high-scoring team. They have the offense to do so. They really do, but they don't let Kaepernick run and shit, and that's what messes them all up this year, But if they break out Kaepernick, let him run, let him do his thing, and play like they're supposed to be playing, everybody plays 100% on what they can do, I think they absolutely blow the waters out of fucking Green Bay. I think they just absolutely annihilate them.
Frank Gore is probably going to have the best game of his season. He hasn't been the same runner this year as he's been in past years. We can all admit that. We all know he's not the same threat. But against this Green Bay defense, if there was a playoff fantasy league that you're in right now, I would definitely play Frank Gore because Green Bay just can't stop the run. Just can't.
Yeah, no, and this is the thing is, what they were saying is it's cold there, but I think Brian Billick was the one who said on NFL Network that how just because it's cold there doesn't mean the ground is frozen. He said it's actually really muddy because they have a coil underneath Lambeau that makes it hot, so so the ground is going to be muddy as shit.
Yep. No, you're right. And a lot of fields have that. It's a hybrid turf, they call it. And it's got something there that helps melt, keep away from the slickness. But I've never understood that because I would almost rather have ice than mud. I mean, fuck, at that point I could slide across the ice and get a couple extra yards. Mud, you're fucking get your foot caught in it, you're fucking breaking ankles, there's all kinds of crazy shit there. But yeah, I mean, that is a point to bring up about this game, that they say it's probably going to be one of the coldest NFL games played since the Ice Bowl.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it's going to be a crazy game because if Aaron Rodgers was, 100% or closer to, 80%, I would say this would be a way better game, and it could be a tough game, because Aaron Rodgers can throw on the best of defenses, but he's unable to run right now. He looked sketchy last week, and he didn't want to run. He couldn't run. He was really scared. He wants to still be in there, so he doesn't want to get hit. And the offensive line isn't that great with the 49ers D-line, so I just see the Niners shutting out the Packers today, man.
Yeah, I don't think there's any sort of surprise here. There's nothing crazy going on. The magic runs out in Green Bay. I mean, I'm not, I'm sorry. I know Packers fans, they just, like we talked about it earlier in the season here, that, you have this image of the team that you want them to be, but they're just not that team. And 49ers will definitely move on. I mean, there's got to be something to be said about the fact that fucking, the 49ers 12-4 record are going to play in Green Bay. We're an 8-7-1 team. That is kind of crazy, but we discussed it. We beat it down before. I don't want to get back onto all that. I'm just saying it's fucking nuts. Now, if this game is in San Francisco, same result?
Yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. This is just too stout for Green Bay's offense, which Aaron Rodgers is too sketchy right now.
But I will say this, though. Once again, I know there are playoff fantasy leagues out there. I know these exist. And I just want to throw out somebody I would play today if you had him was Jordy Nelson. Last week it proved to me when Rodgers back, he fucking loves him some Jordy Nelson. He really does.
Of course. I mean, that's the main guy over there. And then your sleeper is James Jones because people don't really know much about him. They just know he's a second or third rate wide receiver. But he gets thrown to a lot. When Jordy gets the coverage, James gets the ball, and James Jones does his thing too.
And Cobb is another one of those, though, that I wouldn't play. I think he's going to get double covered like a motherfucker. After last week, he's going to get covered like a motherfucker. And that's where you're going to see Jordy Nelson. And, of course, I will not forget about Eddie Lacy. I do believe that he needs to be thrown in this conversation, if not anything more, just to congratulate him for bringing a running game to fucking Green Bay. You know how long it's been since they had a true running game?
Yeah, no, man, he's a good running back. I don't think he's going to do anything against the 49ers run defense, but, I mean, he really did his thing this year. He stepped up. I picked him up in a couple fantasy leagues. He was great. You know what I'm saying? He just did his thing. It's a wonderful addition to a team which really needed it, like Reggie Bush to the Lions. You know, I mean, it just worked out good.
Now, that's the only scenario I can see. Let's just say this. Let's just say somehow Lacey comes out, starts running all over them. They get the play-action game working early in the game. The Packers might have a shot. They might have a shot.
Then they got a shot. I mean,
but
they do.
The difference is, and you said this, and I'm going to agree with you here, I don't see Lacey having that game against that stout front line of fucking San Francisco. I don't see that happening. So
yeah, and plus with the mud, you know, if it's really muddy like Billick is saying, it's going to be that muddy and shit. I see it's going to be hard to get traction. 49ers D ain't going to go nowhere except right on top of Lacey putting them down.
You want to hear something? Crazy stat of the day here. I was just looking this over as I'm on this page. You want to know Aaron Rodgers' season stats? I know he missed 7 games here. Don't get me wrong, but still, this is mind blowing. He had a completion percentage of 66.6, which is some devil shit. Whatever, get away from me, Satan. 2,536 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 6 picks.
That's nice numbers.
Oh, not really. Even if you add 7 games to that, I think
7 games. That's another. He throws 300 yards a game. Say close to that. That's 2,000 more yards at least. See,
okay,
that's 4,500 yards.
But the touchdowns are
Just
still
add
below
another
his
7
average.
games. That's at least another 10 touchdowns. That's 27 touchdowns, and maybe 4 more picks, 5 more picks.
Okay,
That's
so
not bad.
27 touchdowns. You're okay with Aaron Rodgers with 27 touchdowns on a season? I'm not.
Yeah, because
honest.
they got the run game going. It's different. They're actually playing how you're supposed to play with a full team and not just somebody who's going to pass the ball over the place.
Listen, I mean, I understand your point. There is some validity to it, but I'm just going to say that, you know, like, look, I'm going to his career stats right now because I really want to look at this and find out how off this is from his normal. I'm just saying 27 touchdowns for Aaron Rodgers is not impressive in any way for me. I can't get to it. I don't know what the fuck they're doing here, and they piss me off. They only want to give me this fucking season. Where's the other season, bitches?
Yeah, I just think it's good because, like I said, they got Eddie Lacy. They realized that he was doing his thing. He got good. He was moving along. And that's how they won some of their games was because they're able to run the clock down and not just score really fast and let the other team go down and score. I mean, they're holding the games to, you know, Lacy controlling the clock.
Here's to my point what I was saying here. In 2011 and 2012, these are his numbers. 45 touchdowns, 39 touchdowns. Even if you were to extrapolate the 7 games he missed, 27 touchdowns, that's off the mark for a man who's supposed to be the, you know, most clutch quarterback in the NFL, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, like I said, you got Eddie Lacy in there. You never had a run game before. You never did, and now you do. Use him, and that's what they did. I mean, they played a good game with him being there. So, I mean, you might as well run the fucking ball, you know, and not get as many scoring touchdowns. Well, go back and see what Eddie Lacy got and how many touchdowns he actually got running the ball this year.
That's true. That's true because especially, you know, for the first time in a long time there in Green Bay, other than John Kuhn, you had a good goal line runner. And he could. He just pounded that bitch in, you know. But I will admit, I just like when John Kuhn scores because it Kuhn.
Because they're going Kuhn.
That shit is awesome.
That's it. I think Kuhn is doo-doo, man. But I just like when they do that shit, too. It just makes it sound like he's great or something.
Yeah, it just makes him feel better about what's going on. All right, so anyway, we're coming up to the end here. 3 minutes left. Let's get your picks and why.
No, yeah, definitely. I got the Bengals in the first game. Watch out for the sleeper. Chargers come up if Andy Dalton plays like last week. And I got the Niners in the game, tonight. I just think the Niners are more of a solid team, and in the conditions with Aaron Rodgers being hurt and not being able to get the run game going, most likely with the mud, I just see the 49ers pounding all over them today.
See, now this one's hard. All right, it's just really hard because you got the Colts. They moved ahead, so it's really weird. Okay, because the lower of the seed is going to play Denver. That's how this works out of the 2 matchups. You know, the Colts and the Chiefs over there. The Colts won that matchup. Now you have the Chargers and the Bengals. So if the Chargers win, they go to play Denver.
And then they beat them.
Shut up. If the Bengals win, then the Colts go to play Denver. Both of those teams have beat Denver this year.
Exactly.
So, I'm pissed off about this shit. But either way, where I'm going to go, you know, and you already know I'm taking fucking Cincinnati. I told you guys that before.
Let me throw out a quick stat, though. The Chargers have won the last 5 out of 6 postseason games.
Okay, that's Wow. I did not know that. But like I said, though, I'm still going to take Cincinnati in that game. As for the later game tonight, San Francisco, I mean, we talked it. We beat it down like a dead horse. I mean, like I said, there's a chance. There is a small chance. I'm going to give Green Bay fans just a little bit of hope out there with the fucking rotten cheese on your head. You got a slight chance that Lacey can punch through that front line and get the play action game, and then a lot of different things can happen. Let's admit it. But I just don't see it happening. So I'm taking San Francisco.
And I'm going Cincy with the win, but with the points, I'm going to Chargers because they're getting 7. So.
Yeah, but that is key. And just in case anybody was wondering, I got a couple minutes here. All the lines on the games here. Let's see. The Colt, well, that doesn't matter anymore. Neither does the Saints one. The 2 games tonight, Chargers are +7 and the Packers are +3. So.
Yeah, I'm going right now, and I'm looking to make sure it didn't change, and it didn't. It still didn't change. Yep, Packers are getting 3. Chargers are getting 7. And just for shits and giggles to throw out, the over-under for the 49ers-Packers is 46, and the over-under for the Chargers-Bengals is 48.
I am blown away, though. I just want to say this. I said it last night on Weekend Edition. I'm blown away by how low the score was last night's game, the Saints and Eagles.
Definitely.
I really,
well, it's total opposite because you're blown away by that, and then you look at the game before, and you're blown away by how many points were actually fucking scored in the Chiefs-Colts game because the last time they faced each other, it wasn't even 27 points altogether scored, and now it's, what the fuck was it, 89 points? That's crazy.
just absolutely fucking nuts. Well, anyway, folks, you hear that music behind us. That means we are wrapping up this episode here at Motormouth Sports. It's been fucking good. I hope you guys enjoy the fucking playoff games today because really, I mean, I'm telling you, if tonight, I believe it, I'm going to check the ratings for this for Wednesday night show, but I believe tonight that San Francisco-Green Bay game will probably be the most rated game until the Super Bowl. I really believe it. That's how good that game's going to be. Eddie, any final thoughts?
Yeah, man. Fins the fuck up next year. We're going to bust ass. We're going to get some new coaches shit type in there, some GM work, and fucking offensive linemen because they all get bullied, And that's it, man. Let's go. Playoffs. Let's get it done. Waiting for the Super Bowl. Let's fucking go, man. Football's almost over. That sucks.
I know, right? This is the worst part about it because you love playoff football. I love it. Everybody else loves it. It's so exciting. You wait all year to get to this point. But then there's that small part in the back of you that's just so depressed knowing that in 5 weeks? 5 weeks from now, football's going to be gone. That's insane. That's just fucking insane.
Getting ready for the draft.
Well, and that's one thing, we're going to talk about that a little bit more, but we're going to talk about what happens to Motormouth Sports here once football's over and all that. We'll get into that in a little later episode because, maybe some little bit of changes here going on. We'll see what we can cover. But, I'm kind of supposed to be on boycott from the NBA. Ed, you really don't watch much basketball, do you?
I did until they started falling down for no reason.
Yeah.
And getting Academy Awards for that shit.
Exactly. So, but we will still cover your off-season football and stuff like that. We'll keep you updated on all that. But until the Super Bowl is over, you can find us every Sunday at 12 noon here on Sandsnet Radio Network, Great Lakes Radio Network, soon to be coming to the Fuck You Network again, where it should be. And then, of course, Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock, 8 p.m., you can find us same places there. So, folks, from everybody here at Dino's Fuck You Network, Sandsnet Radio Network, Great Lakes Radio Network, Crazy Finn's House.
Yes, sir.
I want y'all motherfuckers to remember one motherfucking thing. Go fuck yourselves! And fuck me in the ass because I love Jesus.
Fuck me in the ass 'cause I love Jesus.